In under 30 seconds, I'll be talking with Riccardo and going over with him the exact steps we followed to install a video editor and customer service rep into his multi-7-figure ecom brand that has allowed him to cut his team costs by over $6,000 a month instead of hiring locally. And he's freed up over 13 hours every single week so that he can focus on what's most important to him, which is growing his business. So without further ado, let's get into the video. What were the main challenges that you faced before working with us when it came to like not finding the right staff? Is it lack of talent, expensive recruiters? What would you say is the main challenge?
I believe it's the time. You need to understand that. Yeah, I could tell you, no, there was not enough talent to people, or there's not enough commitment. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the talent, because the time, because even if on paper they look like the best possible candidate, while you get to know them, it's where you genuinely see what they're made of or what they want to do. So I believe that. What was the question again? I don't want to go to.
That's fine. I think we can touch upon that. So you just addressed then, and we've had a situation recently where one of the candidates that you hired, like they haven't gelled. Just quickly talk me through like what that looks like, because I like what you've touched upon, where there's so much you can do on the front end, right? But you're never going to get it right every time. And that's where time, as you've mentioned, is at risk the most. You just want to tell me quickly, what was that experience like, hiring somebody that didn't work out, and like, where are we now in the process to move forward? And how does that look versus what it would look like if you didn't have our support?
If I don't have you guys in place, they will look pretty much like, I cannot get rid of this guy because I know the amount of time that takes to get someone like him, and I onboarded in the first place because he was a good talent, and we already invest so much time, so much effort. He already knows a lot about us. We already get in touch with him, and you see, when you're by your own, the weight of that decision is. You think about your business as an unexperienced business owner. You might think that makes the most sense just to keep him for the sake of the business, because these guys keep the ball rolling. But having you guys in place is way different, because you understand, okay, this guy is not one in a million. It's potentially the best in a pool of candidates, but it's just a matter of I'm sorry, man, we already tried the best. We already want this to work. We spoke with you. We did everything we could. It won't work in the future. So as we having you and your team in place, it gives us the reassurance of, it's not the end. You guys found somebody else very, very quickly. Yeah, I remember. By the time we request the second video editor, this happened very quickly, and that's the peace of mind, I believe. You're not alone. You have a dedicated team to find the best possible candidate to replace a key position in your business. So yeah, hands down.
Yeah, because it doesn't always work out, right? There is that element, and I think the trouble that a lot of brand owners and agencies have with traditional recruiters is like, once they've hired, they're now committed to that person. Whereas what we've done differently and what we've really focused on is like, how can we support people through the inevitable challenges of recruitment, as opposed to being like, how can we get as much money out of them and just leave them to face more challenges as a result. So just to confirm, then, that was at no extra cost to you, was it, to replace the candidate?
No, you're better. You guys are very self-accountable. If something goes wrong, you understand. You can go perfect on business, but what you can do is be accountable for whatever happens and get up and fix it. It's the same thing with our business. If somebody doesn't like the product, doesn't like the item, it came down broken, okay, I don't want to retain your money. That's yours. Either I send you a replacement, or you get the replacement for free, or we expedite. You see, you need to, that's the key on how you grow. You need to care about what you're doing. And that's exactly what you guys are doing right now.
That's wise words. Can you mention the time then it took us to find you a candidate, and were they a good fit for the business? And how long did it take us to fill that role?
Surprisingly quick. I believe it was I'm not going to say the exact numbers, but probably was a week or even less than a week. We didn't even have to send out a different form. Since it was the same position, you decided that it would be best to keep the same details. If there's anything we requested extra, just write down on the communications channel what will these extra details be, and boom, submitted that. But pretty quick, pretty smooth. You don't need to go through a hassle to go and publish on the job board and then filter all the spam messages, and that takes way too much time. For you, it was as easy, guys, we need to leave this guy go, and we need somebody to cover the position. Boom, done. That's it.
if someone was on the fence about working with us, what would you tell them?
Think about your time, man. It's you. We all want to make money, right? And you're not gonna make money by spending a whole month like I did trying to search for A players. You're gonna get them. You're gonna get them, and also you need to understand that even though you find them, there's these annoying tasks such as sending the payout roles or tracking their activity times, what they're doing, the reports. You can have the best system on Discord and Slack to be on top of them in this regard. But you also have time. You need time to set up these channels, to be reviewing those. And you can rely on AI to do this summary of reports. But what better to have a dedicated team to do it for you, to be on top of these hires and constantly notice whether they are being a benefit for your business or they are being counterproductive for them. That's just the peace of mind that working with you, my man, at least so far as it has been.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate the words. I'm glad we can have been of such a great service, and I'm excited about what we can do in the future, man, because you've got a great business, a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see where we can take it.